Hello, everyone. Today, I'm so excited to interview Joe Kou, who helps people find and create defining moments. He himself found and created a defining moment when he went back to South Africa, or he went to visit South Africa, and took some time out to find out who he was and rebuild himself. He now offers that gift to the world. Joe, tell us a little bit more, please, about that defining moment for you.
Yeah, so my defining moment actually came out of a period of severe depression and pain, and it was the culmination of a lot of things that were happening in my life that I had never actually dealt with. Now,
Mhm.
I was fortunate enough, I was in South Africa at the time, staying with people that I consider my extended family. And it was a very good space for me to basically break down and go through a crisis. Um, and it was beautiful that I was able to do that because I, for the first time, got face to face with a lot of my darkness, a lot of my shame, a lot of my guilt, a lot of my pain that I unfortunately, I'm kind of a smart guy, which means I'm very good at hopping around and distracting myself, and not actually working with myself on an emotional and deep level, right? So over years, I had been accumulating so much stuff that I wasn't really dealing with and looking at. And during this period, I was actually getting very depressed and suicidal. And I remember on one day in particular, I was having very specific thoughts about ending my life. I was having thoughts like, how was I going to do it to minimize the impact on others? How much of it can I arrange so that, people don't have to deal with my consequences? Even when I was thinking about ending my life, I was thinking of how was it going to impact others?
Mhm.
What, um, that was the first clue for me. But that day,
What a beautiful
when I
thing.
was that day when I was really seriously considering checking out because I felt so lost, so disconnected, so I just saw no meaning, no purpose to the world or myself in it, that I honestly reasoned that it might be better if I just wasn't here
Mhm.
because I just felt like a burden being here. That was how low it was. And on that call, that day, I had a call with a client of mine that I was working with. And yes, I was coaching while I was depressed. So, there's also that going on. But on that day, on that call, my problems disappeared the moment I got into the session with that client. And it was just about me having that space open. And it was about the work. It was about something deeper. It was something where I got completely out of the way and a different aspect of myself was there through that call. And during our work, she got very deep and very emotional. She was crying, releasing, working through a lot of stuff with me. We spent over I think it was like 2 hours on that call together, like really deep work. And at the end of the call, it struck me, if I wasn't here, who else was going to be on that call with her?
Mhm.
If I wasn't here, who else would have been able to walk her through that and be able to relate to her the way that I did and be able to help her process the way that I did? And then it struck me, wait a minute. If I'm the kind of guy that on my worst day, on my most suicidal, depressed day, I'm still the kind of guy that's going to say, hey, let me help one more person. Let me get one more phone call in, and then I'll kill myself. Okay. If that's true about me, what would happen if I just lived from that space all the time?
Mhm.
What if I spent the rest of my life doing the exact thing that brings me back to life all the time? And I started to lean into that. in a very big way after that day, because I realized the world is better with me in it. The world is better when we show up and we start to own ourselves, and we start to get reconnected to the core. And those are those defining moments where we realize all the pain we've been through wasn't for nothing, that there is meaning, but you have to discover it. And if you can't find it, work with someone who can help you create that meaning and anchor it and use it for something that nourishes you and the world. And that's what I've been doing ever since. That's what I'm passionate about in a way that doesn't drain me. And that's what I want everyone that I work with to get reconnected to. And that's the foundation of the coaching that I do.
Yes, it's so beautiful. You basically live your life in contribution to others, at your most deepest point and at your highest point, when you, which just kind of nourishes you and fills you with energy to, you like a giving food, to give and give.
Right.
I just want to add one little point that when we spoke previously, you mentioned about falling in love with yourself every single morning. It's not
Yeah.
that the outside world is telling you you're okay. It's that you're saying, I'm okay, and you're believing it. So you're showing up with all your gifts. So beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
To literally wake up every day and like who you wake up as and have that be real, it's been absolutely worth it.
And wanted to share that with the world. Here I am.
Yeah.
And I've got what to give you. Beautiful. I love it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.